is Improvement. I am your host, Gold. What's happening? What's going on today? For me, it's gloomy outside, little cloudy. No, not as sunny as what I would like it to be, but the day still got to go on. And that, you feel like laying in your bed. You feel not going anywhere, but if you got somewhere to go, you will rise up and get on with it. You got something to do. The best day to do it is when you don't do it. And I mean that for positive things. Don't get wrong. Don't go out there and do anything negative because somebody planned you to do negative. No, if you got something to do and you don't want to do, if you got to work out, if you got to go to work, if you go practice something, if you got to hop on the computer, if you got to cook some food, you got to watch the kids get up, you know what I'm saying, make sure the kids are good, and you don't want to do it, the day to do it is when you don't want to. We've been talking about self-love, and we've been talking about issues that have to do with loving yourself in the way where it shows through your care of others and how much you care for yourself. I put a post up today on my Instagram, and it said, I would rather spend a lot of time talking about myself than to spend a time I would spend a lot of time talking good about myself than spend a little bit of time bad about someone else. And that goes real deep because that's self-care. Some people will call you arrogant, cocky, or whatever else because you're talking so good about yourself and you're doing a lot of talking about yourself. It seems like you only care about yourself. In the real aspect of that, you're loving yourself. Some people that will say that you're cocky and arrogant won't love themselves enough to want to talk to themselves. So many people are into talking bad about somebody else to bring themselves up a level. So many people are into talking about other people in a bad way to bring themselves up. I mean, people circle and they start talking bad about somebody else. I mean, some people don't have no conversations. There's nothing to talk about except for bad about somebody else. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. Blank for a minute. Dang, I ain't got nothing to talk about. Man, did I tell you about Frank? What Frank did? They don't even get to the point of, you know what I'm saying? I did this, I did that. Hey, man, I ain't got nothing good going on in my life. So, did some bad stuff. Johnny did some bad stuff. Let me tell you what Tasha did. Because there's nothing to talk about. Me, I don't have nothing to talk about, really, but if I don't, I'm still going to talk good about myself. I bring it into a subject of what to talk about because of the fact that I'm okay with talking about myself. Sometimes me doing good will bring up somebody else doing good. Man, I was on the computer today. I really like this new program. You know who does good programming? Man, so-and-so, so-and-so. Yeah, they did it. They did and it was amazing. Yeah, man, it was straight up amazing. Oh man, I did really good at work. the real good job at work. Oh man, what's the name of the job, man? And it's good. I heard it's a good opportunity for them to have. Yeah, yeah, man. Shoot, they making so and so an hour and all that, man. Yeah, yeah. Shoot, I wouldn't say about time. I would say, man, great opportunity, bro. Great opportunity. So, man, you deserve it. Now, just keep it up. That goes into lead skills. Sometimes we got to lead ourselves to the right direction. Because negativity is bad. It is bad. It is very easy to be negative. It is very hard to stay positive all the time because we got so many things that don't go right. We got some things that happen in our lives that just is waiting to knock us into a bad funk, a bad feeling. And then we sit here and we go on with our business, feeling funky for the day. When you're thinking about why it's good to be positive, because not all things come exactly the way that you want it to. Not all things come in the way that will look right to you. Some things will have to be fixed. Some things have to be corrected, realigned. Nothing stays perfect forever. Nothing is promised except for death. Not even life is promised, but death is promised to those who come to life. But positivity is something we can fight hard to stay in the mode of. When you get a goal, there will be so many things that come your way that will probably stop you from thinking that you can get there. Doesn't mean you're not going to get there. It's just things that will come into your life to try to stop you from getting there. Thinking you can get there. Proving that it's going to extra effort, extra problem solving, extra energy, extra sacrifices. All those things will come into play when it comes to you staying positive when it comes to where you're going. As I'm looking here and I'm seeing, I'm looking here and I have a list up of, masculine and feminine energy, good and bad. And the one thing about this list is we sit here and we go with what's going on with the world. And if you look at this list, you definitely see a lot of stuff that, could be bad. That you put yourself in the energy of a bad type of vibe when it comes to there. Unless you are sitting here saying to yourself, I kind of need that at the moment to be positive. To keep energy around me positive. The reason it's so easy for us to go negative is because we all get in a funk. We all get in a funk, and when you can laugh at yourself, it's easy to laugh at somebody else. When you can't uh, you can't assure yourself, it's easy to somebody else and assure yourself through them. At least we feel like it. We don't know how to stay positive in a. I remember not too long ago, we were talking about how, social media was getting there, and we were talking about how, I'm saying, how to fix a relationship. A lot of people on there were on there like how to fix a relationship, and people were getting busted for not able to fix their own relationships. And then it started getting to the where instead of people talking about fixing relationships, a lot of people got caught cheating, and a lot of people got caught with a side chick, a side lover, having an affair. It all started with the word, the affair, and then it started moving to side to dude, all that stuff. But then for a minute, instead of us being able to say that this is wrong, it's, not right, how do we fix it? We jumped on the boat of negativity and we started making it sound funny, relevant, normal, have. Instead of us sitting here saying to the world, oh, we don't want that, people that don't want that start laughing at it. People that don't want to be a side piece started laughing at the negative things that were going on, because it's easier to sit here and go down the road of laughing at somebody else instead of stepping up yourself and being like, no. Some people say relationships get boring and, oh man, they don't show me as much attention as they used to. We don't do things like we used to. We don't talk no more. Sexting went bad. Nothing that matter just happens, and instead of us being, well, let's talk about how to spice up, let's talk about what's going wrong and how do we fix it, we just started jumping on the what do you do after it keeps negative and they ain't gonna change, which is wrong to do because everybody can change. Everybody can change. You came into a relationship. Most likely, you didn't pick the person that you are getting mad at, that you were thinking about leaving or cheating on. I'm sorry. They were a different type of person. That means they changed the person that they were, or that real person got comfortable and got lazy. It was a change that happened. We say the real them came out, but really it's a change of comfort or whatever else. That means they can change back. I tell men, if you are going through a problem in your relationship, most likely you need to go back to who you were at first. There was a thing that came on the relationship of you start dating again. You need to start acting as if you are trying to win that person again. You are trying to get into a relationship with them again because who you were back then excited them. That's who brought you to the relationship. If you never changed from that person that gave energy, gave care, gave gifts, gave affirmations, gave, efforts, problem solved, always there to take out the trash, do the dishes. Now you sit on the couch and play video games time, and that person complains a lot, and you don't know what to do because of the fact that you are just being this person. Just go back to who you were at the beginning. What did you do at the beginning? How did you dress at the beginning? Did you get your cut all the time? What was happening? You were a problem solver. There were problems that you solved all the time when it came to that situation. Now, you might have put yourself in a bind, but you can still solve the problem right now to get back to the person that you were at the beginning. Especially if you desired that person and that person only. It was nothing you were willing to do to get on that person's side, to make sure that they knew you guys decided that you were in a relationship. That's positivity. That's positive thinking. That's positive. It's problem solving. That's goal oriented. You could always be that person again. Oh, we didn't have kids back then. We didn't. We had it. No, you can solve problems. You can solve problems back then. You can solve them now. It might take a little bit of extra effort, but that's okay. That's fine. That's how we stay positive, is being able to problem solve. Hey, this is working out. I'm not going to let somebody else come in and fix the problem when I know I can fix it myself. I love the type of experience I got from jobs that I was at, because most of them teaching me how to solve problems on my own. They were teaching me to have the confidence to be able to do things on my own. Even if I didn't work for those type of companies ever again, when a situation arose, whatever you want to pass, when a situation came and it was just like the situations that I was in at work, guess what? I paid enough attention to be able to problem solve that myself instead of having to call somebody. It's my problem. The positive thing about a lot of dads, in the past year, is they were teaching their daughters, hey, you don't need to sit here and put yourself in a situation, in a bind, where you count a guy that you don't need to be counting on. So here's how you fix a tire, here's how you change your car, here's how you do all this stuff, so that you don't put yourself in a bind, a person that you don't need to put yourself in a bind. And then you got that one for yourself. You don't need nobody else to jump into it. Great thing is, that sets a standard for us men. Men don't like, when you, the thing that I don't like about today when it comes to a lot of men is they don't like leveling up. We don't like to sit here and have it to where a woman says that if you cannot do for me like my dad taught me, and even better, I don't do it. They don't sit here and say it's a good dad to sit here and teach their daughter. They say, oh, she's stuck up, she's bougie, she's this, she's that, because she set a standard for us men to sit here and have. We're just going to come into a house and be like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't want to do that. Instead, she set a standard of, hey, do you, yeah, I know how to. Let me go ahead and do it. You ain't even got to ask me. I'm going to do it. You say, what's going on? I'll jump in and do it. It's been a lot of relationship situations that could have been solved by being able to not look at myself and say I don't know what's going on, or I'm not going to do. It ain't for me asking. Sometimes you shouldn't ask what to do. You should just do it. When you're a positive person, you just go in and you do what you know you to do. If you go into work, and here's the thing, if you go into work, when you know what to do, you're going to jump in and do it with no questions asked. Hey, today is the day I'm going to do this. I do this every day at work. There's no question to be, hey, do I need? The only time next that is when you don't know what you're doing or something new arrives that you don't want to, get out ahead of break something. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to mess up the job and get fired. You know what you're doing every single day. You don't need to ask. You just go and do it. That's a positive thought process. That's a comfortable thought process. But positive are all around. So if a lot of men sit here and say, well, she says, man, my tire is flat. You got 0.3 seconds to decide I'm changing that tire. In a sense of asking her, do she change a tire? Do you want me to change a tire? You shouldn't ask permission to do something for somebody, especially in a relationship. Your woman, letting you pump, hey, sit in the car. Be right back. I got it. No, you don't. I got it. Till she used to you being able to do it. A lot of situations are there for you to be a man and a woman be able to believe in you doing stuff on your own. I happen to be asked to do it so that she can get her woman on. But that comes with positivity within yourself. Being able to sit here and stay positive in a situation. I tell people, the house is on fire, the man is going to lead them out. But he has to be calm. He has to act as if they're going to get out with no burns or anything. He has to keep calm by his calm demeanor, because if it doesn't, everybody's going to go insane, get scared, going to jump. Even when they do get scared and jump, he jumps in to make sure that they stay calm, because he needs that calm demeanor to lead everybody out. He needs everybody to stay in a way where they're close. They're not in the fire. They're not going to burn. They're not going to get touched. They're going to make it out of that narrow situation. If he doesn't, everybody goes everywhere. And then it happens to where somebody has to lead him out when he's capable of leading them out. They're not going to look at him the same. It happens that way. I don't get into too much rambling, so we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to come back to shortening of this podcast, so you did at the end. A positive road is hard to stay on. And we'll probably come back with a part 2. But a positive road is hard to stay on, but it's best to stay on. It's hard to stay on that road, but it's best to stay on it. Being able to be the person that you need to be, not only for yourself, but for others. More for yourself, because your self-care, self-love is most likely going to help you. Selfishness. People will get those confused all the time. Selfishness, but self-love and self-care will help you be able to love and for other people. And that comes with positive thinking. Staying positive in the most harsh situations. This is Improvement Podcast. And I want to say, look on your adventures of being positive and positive. One of the most positive people in the world was Martin Luther King. When he walked down that road and everything was facing his way, and he's positive to keep going, we shall overcome. It got people through a lot of situations, because a lot of people would have ran and stayed there with him, because he stayed positive. He stayed oriented. This is Improvement Radio. Improvement Podcast, The Improvement Talk, and I'm out.